Welcome to our YouTube channel, Mama Chow and Spicy Wonton. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is episode 7, and we're at nearly 1,500 views, so it's really exciting. But today we're going to focus on Mama Chow's father, my grandfather, and his experience in re-education camp, as well as some stories about the famine, the Great Famine that happened in China during Mao Zedong's communist China era. We talked about this briefly in episode 4, which I'll ping in our YouTube episode. But with that, I'll turn it over to Mama Chow.
Hi, everyone. Last time we have discussed the reason my father has been sent to re-educational camp. So we don't talk about it anymore. Today we are going to discuss the life inside the camp and what the Chow family did, what my mom, my grandma did for him to rescue him. Okay, he was kept in a police station about 2 days. Then they sent him direct to the Anhui re-education camp. Once he got there, he said there were two quite famous persons in the same camp. One is the son of the most famous opera singer, Mei Lanfang. Everybody knows that in China. His son's called Mei Baojiu. He was there. I don't know for what reason he was there. Due to his father's such a famous name in China, his father cannot operate. With his voice, lost his voice
He
because
couldn't sing in opera, you're
he
saying.
couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't sing in the opera. So Mao's leadership, the team, decide he has to come out, his son. So very next day he left because he's a famous father, not like my father. The father is quite famous, but not direct. Okay, he left. Is one person. We can call him the artist. He was kept there. Another person is owner of the biggest sewing machine in China called Butterfly Sewing Machine. He was very huge and big guy. He was famous. He was there. And we can call him entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's the boss. And my father kept there. I think we can claim him as an intellectual.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so those are the people. The life inside there, my father said, the most difficult time is for him during the night. They all sleep on the ground, on the floor, where each one get a sleeping bag. But they went to each other, very tight. So once you get up to go to the bathroom, you lost the space. There's no space for you to squeeze in. So he dare now to get up in the night. So that's very difficult for him. Another difficult thing for him is the major labor work for everybody is break the rock, the big one, the small one.
Why? No reason, right?
I think they for industrial reason. They have to build something. The bigger rock too big, break down. So he has very serious short-sighted eyeglass. This is his eye problem. But he has worked like knocking the rocks. They were spray. So his glass always got broken. Without glass, he cannot even walk.
Because he has a very short eyesight. You said it's 800. I don't know what that is. The people have different degrees here. They don't use 800, but basically it's very thick, and his glasses got shattered because of the rock. Yeah.
So we have to send him 3 new pair of the glass to him. The one guy left the second day, 2 days. He was there. The butterfly sewing machine guy was still there. Okay, since in the camp, you don't expect any nutritious food.
Yeah.
They just give you whatever, right? So they don't have enough food to fill their stomach. So my mother and my grandmother decided to go to Anhui camp to visit him.
Hmm.
So they purchased a lot of food and the winter clothes. So they are on their way to Anhui.
Yeah.
After they arrived from the train station, they hired a coolie to
Yeah.
carry the
Yeah.
food for
Well,
them.
that's what Dad always said. He was a coolie.
He,
Carrying
what,
all the carrying always carrying the luggages, carrying moving.
okay.
Anyway, okay.
Anyway, they they got there. On the when they were in the Anhui, where is a very very poor province,
Hmm.
very poor area. So they
Even now it's still
even
poor.
now like
Yeah.
considered poor, and they stay in the small motel, but they have to eat out in a
Hmm.
restaurant. So my grandmother said, she cannot imagine people are so poor, and they go to restaurant. Once they sit down, there are many people standing on
Hmm.
behind them, waiting for the leftover. So my grandmother said, they don't want to, they will not grab your food, but once you stand up,
Yeah.
they will grab the leftover to eat. So
So
my
they're not leaving any. I mean, I was asking you earlier, this is not outside. They come inside the restaurant.
inside the restaurant,
And
yeah,
they're
yeah, they
just
grab
because
into,
this is the middle of the Great Famine, which we talked about in episode 4, where, it's between, 1959 to 1961 in China, where estimated 5 to 60 million, people died of the famine. So hunger and malnutrition was a very real issue in China. And so you're saying that because of that, people, were so desperate they came inside the restaurant and they were just like hovering, around
the
tables
leftover.
waiting for
Yeah,
you to finish to just eat.
yeah. In Shanghai, there's no such situation. You have
Mhm.
people standing behind you, waiting for the table to sit down to order.
Yeah.
But over there, like a different situation. So they they carry the food to camp.
Mhm.
The camp offered them a privacy, a separate room for them to talk, to
Yeah.
visit. So my with limited time, my
Hmm.
mother was standing outside the room like watchdog, see when people
Okay.
pass by. So my grandmother and my father was staying inside the room.
Hmm.
They talk about the strategy, how to
Yeah.
get him out
Hmm.
of there.
Hmm.
So my father and the grandmother speak a very fast Sichuanhua, Sichuan dialect,
Yeah.
and they have to speak very fast because they don't know when the guy's coming. They said,
Yeah.
okay,
I
time's
mean,
up.
they're not going to let you talk for hours. So they only let you talk for a short period of time. And it was kind of like in code because they didn't want them to know what they were saying.
Yeah, so the Sichuan is not a very popular dialect.
Hmm.
Uh, my my grand my grandmother is such a short lady,
Hmm.
very daring, he's illiterate.
Yeah.
She doesn't know many words, but she's so smart, so sharp. And my father has to input to her brain
Hmm.
all kind of name, my
Yeah.
grandfather's friend, their relationship, where
Yeah.
they are. Because my father knows the best of what my grandpa did.
His
So
connections. Your
he
father
knows the
knew
name.
all the
Yes.
connections because your grandfather passed away at this point. He can't help your father when he's in
Yeah.
prison. Yeah.
So only my father knows. So my poor grandma has to remember all those
Mhm.
names.
Yeah.
She knows some, no, but all, not all. So after my mother said, "Oh, they're coming," so they have to quickly finish the talking. So after the conversation, they came back home.
Yeah.
Not not far after they
Hmm.
come home. My grandmother start her another mission back to Beijing
Hmm.
to search, to look for help. She only needed one person can
Yeah.
stand up to help my father to be rescued from the camp. So
Hmm.
she went to Beijing. She went to Zhongnanhai.
Yeah.
Zhongnanhai even now is Xi Jinping stayed there before Mao Zedong.
Yeah, that's
Or
where all the high level government officials, the president, prime minister, they all live there.
They live there with the family. They live there. There's a very big compound inside, a huge red door outside. So
Hmm.
my grandmother just go there, pounding on the door,
Yeah.
talking about Sichuan,
Hmm.
Sichuan, calling the name. You guys come out. You know, my late husband help you guys help
Yeah,
this, help
yeah.
that.
Well, because he was an ally. Your grandfather was an ally for the Communist Party. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. So my grandmother said, "Oh, I have nothing to lose. I'm an old
Yeah.
lady
Yeah.
with bundled head feet. What do I get to lose?" I just scream.
Yeah.
And finally, they opened the door.
Uh-huh.
They invite her inside the compound.
Hmm.
They they connected one of the person.
Yeah.
She called the
But she
name.
was by herself, right? Was your
She
mom
was
with
by herself.
you? Okay, by
Nobody,
herself.
everybody else was scared. Who can they knock the door, right? She doesn't care. So they found a person named called Huang Yanpei.
Hmm.
He was my grandfather's good friend. He came to our house many times in
Hmm.
Shanghai with security, a lot of
Yeah.
security.
There's a Wikipedia page for him, so I'll pin that also on our YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay. He is also Chairman Mao's good friend.
Hmm.
Somehow he found a connection to connect local authority in Anhui and
Hmm.
educational camp to release my father. So he got released after more than 5 months. What do you
Okay.
think? 5 months is a short time, a long time. Compared to Mei Joe, it's very long time.
Yeah.
That guy only there for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
My father was
He was
5.
lucky. Yeah.
He was lucky. He's the direct father. And my father was there more than 5 months. But if you say it's long, it's not long. Because
Mm-hmm.
my best friend and also my neighbor, her father was sent to re-education camp to Qinghai.
Hmm.
He was there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But when my father released after 5 months, got home, one thing you can see obviously changed. His face only got a 1/3 of size.
He lost a lot of weight. Yeah.
He lost a lot of weight. One good thing about losing weight, he has lots of a skin problem on his back, on his
Hmm.
hand, with a
Hmm.
skin rash problem.
Yeah.
With because of no nutrition, those all healed.
Okay.
But that was healed. That's the one thing. Okay, what should I say? I I was very sad, scared
Hmm.
at home without a mother. My mother was sent to Pudong.
Yeah.
My sister was sent to Guiyang
Hmm.
compulsory to
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode, and we'll talk about what you had to do because you were young. You were only 12 years old, right? So we'll
Yeah.
talk about how you had to survive through adversity. Your parents are not home, what you did to, be responsible for the household in many ways. You had to grow up very quickly. We'll talk about that in the next episode, but we can end this episode because you said this famous friend, Huang Yanpei, who was able to help Mama Chao's father. You said he had
Yeah.
children who,
He
what
had
were their
children.
names?
Yeah, I told you, right? I said
Yeah.
his children name got ding ding dang dang. Actually, it's not ding ding dang dang. His children name is Do Re Mi Fa So. Got to ding ding dang dang. It's very funny. So that's how I remember his children name.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. It's kind of a little dark, but an important period in history and also, in our family's history as well. So knowing important people and powerful places obviously is very useful, right, Mama Chow?
Even now,
Yes, even now.
if you know
Yeah.
Elon Musk, okay.
I don't know if I go that far, but okay. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us today.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.